business you go into, you need to balance both the logic and the emotion. And it's really easy to fall in love with this business emotionally. What more would you want? You get to really impact other people, use your knowledge, see the world, earn some good money. What's not to love? But we need to balance that with logic to really assess, is this the right business for you? And there's often some typical questions that come up, frequently asked questions, that we're going to take you through and really unpack some of those so you've got a deeper understanding so that you are able to balance both the emotion and the logic. So let's talk territory. As an action coach, business coach, your franchise agreement will actually say that your territory is the province that you live in. So whether that be the Eastern Cape, Limpopo, the Free State, the Western Cape, KZN, doesn't matter, it will be the province. And we do that for two reasons. The first reason being that it's a professional services business. And ultimately you want to get it to the point where you are referred. So you don't want to be kind of boxed in and not be able to go across town or across the road, because you will be able to then work with people out of that. We also have a clause that says even outside of your territory of your province, you can work outside of that. But the other reason is we want you to focus local. We don't want you to be moving past each other and another coach driving past on the highway or even flying past each other in the air. It's about dominating your local space. And therefore, we manage the territory like that so you've got enough room to move, but we ensure that there's a diversity of skills inside each of the territories that we operate. So what's the size of the market? How many coaches do you put into it? And that's something we carefully manage so that we ensure that there's enough work and opportunity, not just for today, but for years to come for every single action coach, but that we also have the concentration to serve the market and to do the necessary to make the right impact. What we also look for is a diversity of skills, personalities, backgrounds, with a coaching team that we put into a specific geographic area. Because the reality is somebody might really like working with you, but they just don't like working with me. And we want to make sure that we cater for that. But literally, if you start to think, any business out there, any industry, it does get a little bit large. So pick one industry and start to unpack it. So whether it be transport, farming, medicine, doesn't really matter. You pick one industry and you say, right, how do we look at the businesses in it? So if we use transport, for example, a courier company, a truck, sales, truck servicing, tires, maintenance, maybe somebody doing removals, maybe somebody actually selling new vehicles versus second-hand vehicles. There's a whole big industry that goes around something as simple as transport. So do that as you unpack every industry that you can think of to see the scale of the opportunity in your area. I've said this since 2007. I want a briefcase with $200 notes or Rand notes if you must. The reality is nobody's got that money lying under the bed, and we definitely don't get paid in cash. So how do you fund this business? Well, the reality is any business opportunity is going to cost you money. It's going to be both an upfront purchase as well as enough working capital to keep you going. Businesses typically that apply for finance with a bank are going to look at a 50% own contribution. So if you're willing to put in half and put skin in the game, the financial institution will meet you halfway. If you're not able to do that and your financial position maybe does not allow that, there are other opportunities. They do tend to be a little bit more expensive. Other funding agencies, business partners and the like that you consider. But then you've also got things like, what do they say? Friends, fools and family when you're starting out. So there's a range of different opportunities to look at how you fund this business. And we help you through that. We can put you into touch with the right individuals at every one of the banks that we work with, as well as provide you with the necessary templates for a business plan and a financial model that you can then use to go to those institutions to aid the support and startup of your business. The beauty about a franchise business is that you're in business for yourself, but not by yourself. And that comes with all the support, the systems, the training, so that it can fast track your success. But it's still a business, it's still your business, and therefore you need to, one, actually apply the systems. You need to dedicate the time. You need to work harder in the beginning to get to that cruise altitude. And then you can kind of make it a little bit easier. That's no different to any other business. So if you think you're going to come and just sit back and life is going to happen for you, sadly that's not business. But if you use and apply what we have available and you use the tools and the support and the community at large, you can obviously fast track your success and excel and ensure that you not only make a massive impact, but get the due return that you need. any professional services business, you find the challenge that you have to do two things. You have to do business development, the sales and marketing. You then also need to do the delivery of your service. But then you need to kind of remain current and do innovation and do some learning and ongoing professional development. And those are all very difficult to balance at the same time. So we find the fact that you're either flogging the same dead horse to a new audience and not really staying current, or you're really cutting edge innovation, but you don't really make any money out of it. And the beauty of our business is you do what you're good at. You make sure that you deliver the service, at the end of the day, make the impact. And a lot of that innovation takes place in-house in the organization, not only in South Africa, but globally. And therefore we're able to, through a range of products and services, deal with any business out there. Depending on where their maturity level is, there's a product offering for them. So whether it's a startup program starting as little as 1,000 Rand a month in a group environment, a range of different group coaching programs that you have at your disposal that you can leverage, obviously both time and money at the same time, up to our pinnacle one-to-one coaching packages that even come with different retainer levels, different initiatives that we then do with business owners depending on where their size is. So a tailor-made offering for the business owner at a right price point that's right for their business, but more importantly, leverage products, leverage time, and the opportunity to always stay current and make sure that you're delivering value. So what does it really take to be successful in this business? And is there a one-size-fits-all kind of box that if I fit into, I will be guaranteed to make a success? And yes, sadly there isn't. There isn't a shape, there isn't a size, there isn't an age, there isn't a background, there isn't an industry. But there's a couple of characteristics that ensure that you will make a success of this business. And the first is being the business owner. Understanding that when you're a business owner, you have to juggle multiple balls in the air at the same time. You have to do both sales and marketing, delivering of the service. You need to manage yourself and people. So you have to have that ability to juggle these different balls in the air. That's both exciting, but can be daunting at the same time. You have to have the confidence in what you're doing. You have to believe in the product, but you have to believe most importantly in yourself that you can add value. Because the ability to do what's necessary with the confidence to do it is what's going to take you forward. But then it does come with good old discipline, good old hard work, doing the basics consistently over a period that ensures that you deliver results and value and that you can then get the just reward for it. Business is not supposed to be easy. If it was, everybody will be doing it. But the reality is it is pretty simple. And if you apply that simplicity, you can get the necessary results. So you put in the effort, you get the results. There is no other way out. The more you put in, I guarantee you, the more you will get out. Because there is no better business, legal business for that matter, where you can get a better return on investment and still do something you love, grow and develop people as well as yourself, and have a lot of fun doing it. So consider that as you go through the decision matrix for yourself. I hear this from business owners all the time, not just potential action coaches themselves, but literally everybody. Harry, I don't like selling. How am I going to get over this notion of selling? Well, the reality is business is like playing rugby. Let's look at it from that perspective. If you play rugby, you know that you will have to run and you will be tackled. If you don't want to run and you don't want to be tackled, then don't play rugby. So two things in business are you're going to have to sell and you're going to have to do finance. But selling is really an innate human skill. We would never have got away with trouble with our parents, got away with not doing our homework, never even had a job or sold a solution, never gone on a date if we can't sell. That's really the easy part, and we have a very clear 13-step sales process that takes people from never even having heard of coaching through enough touches, enough relationship building that we get to sign them up. The more difficult part for people is really marketing, getting in front of the right person, because if we get in front of the right person and we're passionate and we bring their need with our value together, the sales part is the easy part. And therefore we have all the tools, all the processes, all the systems, all the design templates, literally everything that you can do so that the marketing becomes paint by numbers. A range of different strategies that you use that will have different conversion levels so that the more we interact with our target audience, which is a business owner or an entrepreneur themselves, we're able to then deliver value and then get in front of them, number one, but at the business diagnostic stage, as we call it, actually sign up on average 50% of those meetings. So the sales and marketing is a concern. Obviously, it is everybody's biggest fear initially, but it's pretty simple, and we've been there, done that, got the t-shirt. When new coaches start out, their single biggest fear is, where am I going to get my first client? And we deal with that through our launch program and some pro bono clients in the beginning. Once they sign their first client, they're really excited, and they say, well, Harry, I'm so excited, but now my second biggest fear kicks in. And that's, what am I going to do with this client? The coaching comes naturally purely because of the training and the experience that you already have. So we make sure that you're equipped to deal with the sales and marketing.